Untitled Goose Game is a game that has a title. Also, it has a goose in it. Liam McKelvey has played it.
I have.
Me and Jake.
Yeah, I'm here for some reason.
Me and Mike.
Yeah.
Have not played it. We haven't played it yet. But
Well,
we both want to, don't we?
Well, do you know the funny thing is, I wanted to make this video and edit it before I went away.
Yeah.
So it came out. Liam was downloading it on the Switch, having a merry old time.
Yeah.
And it also comes out on PC. Well, came out on PC. Or should have came out on PC. I was on the Epic Game Store all the way up until 5 o'clock UK time, and it still wasn't available. I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
So
I agree, to be honest.
So I should have been playing it. This video should have started with you saying Jake and Liam have played it, but thanks to the Epic Game Store, it hasn't.
Well, all right, I've got an equally boring story about why I haven't played it, but I'm not going to tell mine because what's the point? Liam has played it, and he sat here politely waiting to tell us.
I'm enjoying the story time, so...
Oh, okay, well, in that case...
He's my biggest encouragement, I'll tell you this.
In that case, let me tell you all about mine. I'm only joking,
Yeah.
Liam.
Liam McKelvey, bad goose, good human.
Yeah. So, Untitled Goose Game is a game where you're running around like a little goose in a little village, and it's got very, low stakes simplicity. Art style is very nice.
If you've ever lived in a rural area, you can relate to this game.
Yeah, this game was made for us. But what's it like, Liam? Is it any good?
So the basic concept is, you're a goose, and your entire purpose in life is to make trouble for the villagers.
Yeah.
And it's so gameplay-wise, because a lot of people still aren't quite sure what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because the trailers have just been like, look how funny this is, rather than here's the gameplay.
Yeah.
Bit of a stealth puzzler is how I would describe it.
Yeah, okay.
So you get a checklist of things to do. It's literally called the to-do list. And it's written in some nice, very posh cursive handwriting to add to that folksy feel of the game.
It's a classic game.
And then, so the first thing you do is you start out, swim off the lake, or paddle off the lake, waddle, I don't know what the correct terminology is here, but then you do that, and you come across this farmer.
So, sorry, you come out of the lake?
Yeah.
So it's like an amphibious assault?
A bit like how Godzilla came out of the sea.
Yeah, a bit like when Raiden swam through the thing and then got into the tanker in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Not like you start out as in this little goose's den, you unlock a gate, but that leads to the lake.
Oh,
and then you sort of waddle across the lake, and then you make landfall at the at the groundskeeper's garden.
Right. What do you do?
Chaos ensues.
Chaos does ensue.
So what kind of thing is it, though? You said so. There's a lot of stealth. I'm assuming you don't want to get caught from the villagers and stuff.
So, like, just for example, one of your objectives is when you're tormenting this poor groundskeeper, you have to steal his radio. But when you pick it up, obviously the radio comes on and he hears it. So what you got to do? You got to run, hide as soon as you can, and make it and like sort of outwit him. So what I did was ended up like running through his hedge. He couldn't go through the hedge, obviously. So I got a nice, lead on him, and I ran into the lake with the radio. He didn't want to come into the lake, did he?
So you're using, as any self-respecting goose would, you're using your environment against your adversaries.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I did the same thing. There's another objective where you have to get his hat off him. To get him to put his sun hat on instead.
So is it literally like, is there an end game here, or what's the motive? Is it just saying, get the radio, you get the radio, and it says, well done, you got the radio? Or
it crosses it off the list, and then once you've done a certain amount of objectives, I think you have to do all but one of them on the list.
I'm assuming it's a bit sandboxy in that case. Like it's more about what you want out of it.
Yeah, so like once you've done most of your objectives on the to-do list, you get another objective, and that will open up to a new area of the village. So like once you've done enough stuff to torment the groundskeeper, he then goes and unlocks his gate because he wants to get the sign that says no goose on it.
Yeah.
But he leaves the gate open. You go down that gate, you follow a nice little alleyway, and it takes you to the village square to torment your next victims.
Find next victims, yeah.
Which is probably the cruelest part of the game. In that area, there's a kid with glasses, and one of your objectives is to steal his glasses.
That feels wrong. That
this game somehow makes being an arsehole feel great.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds like a bit like Goat Simulator in the sense that
a little bit,
that's checklist based and a bit sandboxy, but you do unlock further areas.
Yeah,
and it's relying on this kind of gimmick, I suppose. But that's all anyone wants to talk about is, oh my god, you've got feathers and you're a goose.
Yeah, dedicated honk button.
Yeah, so this honking stuff, right? So you're like trying to scare him and stuff.
So yeah, the honking does have a purpose. It's not just there like you remember the duck button we had ages ago.
Yeah.
Do I remember? We're still called the Duck Boys in our WhatsApp group.
That's true.
They're going to figure out why there's duck emojis in all of our comment sections.
So yeah, like the honking. So like one of the other objectives is trap that boy in a phone booth. And so what you have to do...
Now half-blind boy.
Like, if you walk up to the
Trap that boy in a phone booth in any other context sounds awful.
If you walk up to this kid, he'll just sort of like try and shoo you away. If you start honking at him, he gets scared of you. And so you can chase him around the square.
So you can rule with not only stealth, but also fear.
So it's a tool of intimidation.
Yeah. And then another one is, there's like a guy playing darts, and you've got to get him to break the dartboard. So when he's about to throw his dart, you honk at him, and so he throws it at the wall instead and causes his dartboard to fall down.
It's pretty creative, isn't it?
It's very creative.
I think when it comes to being described as a puzzler, I'm assuming it's because like you have to do things in certain orders to get through. Is that
some
right?
things do require a bit of thought and logic put into them to actually get the desired outcome to meet your objective.
Yeah.
Like there's one where you have to trap a woman in her garage.
Yeah.
How'd you get her in the garage? You steal something off her market stall, run away, she'll chase after you. You drop it, she leans over to pick up whatever you stole, and you just run out of her garage, pull the cord down, trapped in the garage.
Do you know what I love about this? Yeah, it's got like the essential ingredients of Hitman or Metal Gear Solid or something, except it's not about murdering, is it?
Nope.
It's just about
minor inconveniences.
Yeah, exactly. The stakes are so low, and they've done a good job of like leaning into it and stuff with like all of the marketing, all the taglines and all that. Just isn't this such a silly like little game? It actually looks very nice, I think.
It does. It's got a lovely art style, that very like pastel heavy art style. And I have to say, well, one of the things that makes the game really is the quality of the animation. The animation is so good in it that no matter what you're doing, everything looks like it's been sort of hand animated by someone else and scripted.
Yeah.
But it's just you controlling it normally.
That's actually a very prestigious like thing to have in your game about geese.
Yeah.
If you watch the trailer for Goose Game and think that looks funny, it's a good chance you can like recreate that moment yourself in the game.
There's a really good feeling of like an indie team of probably like 2 or 3 people who are just like, well, what are we good at? They've made a game around like what they have. Like rather than like trying to overstretch and trying to develop something a bit more ambitious, they've kept the stakes low, used exactly the skills and abilities that they've got, and then made the absolute best they can out of it.
I think the star of the show as well is the music, because it's got like the dynamic music. So it's kind of like like Ape Out, where it had the dynamic jazz where if you run in, it'd just be like the snare going and all that. In Goose Game, it's like a piano, so you're sneaking up on someone, it's like go da 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 da, and then you honk at them, and you get that like da 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 sort of thing.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And it's really good dynamic music, and it's the same like if people are sneaking up on you because you've stole something off them, you can just like hear the music build and be like, oh, they're onto me,
the
bro.
sounds of vengeance. That
sounds ace, man. You've actually sold it to me a little bit.
It's just the right length as well. It's like it took me about 4 hours to finish it.
Okay.
Because some of the puzzles were like, how do I do this? And it had me thinking for a bit.
Is there any replayability, do you think?
So yeah, when you finish the game, it's not additional objectives, but it's more like a challenge list. So it's like lock the farmer out his garden in under 6 minutes and stuff like that. And so there's a bit more replayability to it. If you did all of the challengey stuff, you're looking probably like, I don't know, 6 hours maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you look at slight, sandboxy stealth games like Hitman has really gone into that replayability thing where you just have a little area and then there's like 30 different objectives or missions, I guess you could do if you're trying to follow certain routes and do certain things. So I think that when your game is like a bit of a sandboxy, open-ended, slightly thing, you do feel like I want to go back here and see what else I can. Yeah, you do feel tempted to sort of experiment a little bit. Mm-hmm. So what have you been playing it on again?
I played it on Switch.
Okay. Docked or
no, entirely handheld. I played this one.
Cool. Okay.
And it runs well.
Yeah.
Runs well. Looks nice. Didn't get a lot of battery life out of it. I don't know if that was the game or just my Switch.
Yeah. Working hard.
Yeah. It's like it looks nice on the little screen as well. Everything's like nice and sharp.
Yeah. Low poly stuff like that. Donut County. I played it on PC first, and when I played it on Switch, I was amazed at how well that translates because it can really work on a system like that. So
Yeah.
definitely going to pick this up. Now that the window of opportunity for me to play it on PC is gone, I'll get it on the Switch guilt-free.
Yeah, it's currently, at the time of recording anyway, there's a bit of a launch discount on it, so which is a really cool thing to see. Like, when it comes out, it's like 18 quid or something. But then there's a little 25% discount for, I don't know how long it's running for.
2 weeks, I think.
That's good.
Ends the beginning of October, I think.
So it should still be a slightly discounted price if you're listening to this on the Switch. At least I can't speak for the other platforms. But that is Untitled Goose Game, which Liam seems to have really enjoyed, and me and Jake are probably going to go and buy now. I'm not saying like you've got to buy it.
Yeah.
Like not you, Jake. I mean the people listening. I don't. Yeah. Now I've said that.
We're not the boss. If you are,
I know.
You can make your own mind up. You're informed. But you know what? A lot of the time you go, oh yeah, you guys have spoken about it. I'll have a look. Well, have a look. But look at this goose on the screen, man.
But the way I said that is like I've gone, well, I don't know about you, but we're going to pick this up right away.
Don't miss out.
Yeah,
Buy
which
Goose
is
Game
not
now.
the thing at all. It just happens to be that I want to play the game, and so does Jake. Right, I feel like I'm talking too much defensively here, so I'm going to end the video quickly. Thanks, bye.